Tuesday's European exit to Feyenoord means that Milan won't be playing Champions League football again until the autumn, at the very least. The Rossoneri's place at the continent's top table is in jeopardy, hence the need to return from Turin with maximum points. And that's something they've only managed once on their last 11 trips. Paolo Vanoli's men came very close to beating Milan on the opening weekend of the season, but for two very late goals from two players who are no longer at the club, Alvaro Morata and Noah Okafor. We're just moments away from this Saturday evening offer in Serie A. It's Torino against Milan. First meeting between these two. Paolo Vanoli up against Sergio Conceição. Paolo Vanoli made such a splash in his first 5 matches at the Torino helm, which all began with that 2-0 lead at the San Siro. They couldn't hang on for maximum points, but they did go unbeaten across their first 5, which earned Vanoli Coach of the Month award for August in Serie A. And the Torino side shows 5 changes from the 11 that lost at Bologna. Borna Sosa has the flu, which has paved the way for Biraghi's full debut at left back. There's a first start for Elmas too. Ricci returns from suspension while Pedersen is drafted in, as is Sanabria. That's because Shea Adams is not 100% fit. He has a groin complaint. Mike Maignan, a current Milan player, and the skipper Samuele Ricci, potentially a future Rossoneri recruit. Keep an eye on that in the summer, but this evening he leads Torino on his return from suspension. Sergio Conceição makes just one switch from the team that played in midweek. Kyle Walker is injured, so Alex Jimenez plays at right back. Thiaw Hernandez also starts, despite that costly red card on Tuesday. Plenty of quality with the big 4 in attack. Pulisic, Leão, João Felix and Santi Jimenez, who has 2 goals in 2 league appearances. Elmas scored a stunner at Bologna. He will be a number of dangerous players in the Torino ranks this evening. Milan need to bounce back after crashing out of Europe in midweek, but this is one of their bogey grounds, certainly in the last decade or so. And immediately, some chance directed towards the ownership. This is something that these two fan bases have in common. The Granata not enamoured with Urbano Cairo. They want to see the back of him. So too have the Rossoneri fans made their feelings plain recently. Can probably hear the strains of Dean Martin's iconic hit Sway, to which the lyrics have been changed. Cardinale devi vendere vattene. It's in reference to Jerry Cardinale. You need to sell the club, you have to sell the club. That's come off Malik Thiaw, it's happened again! Would you believe it? He scored an own goal in the reverse fixture on the opening weekend, and Malik Thiaw has now scored 2 of Torino's goals this season. It never rains, but it pours for the Rossoneri. And for a Torino side that is struggling to score goals, that's just what the doctor ordered. Pedersen's ball forward, there seemed to be no danger. Mix-up between Mike Maignan and Malik Thiaw. The blame should be equally apportioned between the pair. Thiaw didn't hear the call. Maignan played it straight against the German defender. And lightning clearly does strike twice. Reijnders, João Felix for Pulisic, he gets the return. João Felix for Santi Jimenez. Milinkovic-Savic did enough, but it's that sort of attacking potential that has the Milan fans purring. Very direct through the middle. Reijnders for João Felix, the 1-2 with Pulisic, and then on it went for Santi Jimenez. Between them, Pedersen and Milinkovic-Savic just about dealt with the danger. Thiaw breaking the lines. Pulisic, João Felix tried to place it. He prods it back towards Reijnders. Alex Jimenez, and again, Alex Jimenez with the cross. Rafael Leão, and Pedersen handled. Milan have a penalty. He's saying he didn't, and he got a shove, but he was turned the wrong way. He clearly stopped Leão's header with his hand. Pulisic with the pressure on then. Up steps Pulisic, it is saved by Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. There is no better goalkeeper in Serie A at doing that. The specialist from 12 yards. And as if to hammer home the point that this has been a bad week for Milan. A cup exit in Europe in midweek, an own goal from Malik Thiaw, and now a missed penalty from Christian Pulisic. And Milinkovic-Savic has saved an astonishing 80% of the penalties he's faced this season. Biraghi bends in the set piece, and that's Pedersen pushed away by Maignan. Biraghi wild. Marcus Pedersen has never scored for Torino. That would have been some way to atone for giving away a penalty. But this was a miss from Maripan. Ended up going rather clumsily with his left foot when he could have just side-footed it home with his right. Here goes Elmas, drifting inside and finding Vlasic. That's a good save from Maignan. He was on his way down, got his top hand up to make the save. Reijnders straight to Lazaro, but the half-time whistle goes. Torino needed a helping hand from Malik Thiaw, but on the balance of play, they've probably been the better side. Mike Maignan, equally culpable, striking the ball against the German defender for a bizarre own goal, and then Vanja Milinkovic-Savic denying Christian Pulisic from the penalty spot. Milan crashing out of the Champions League in midweek, and here, in round 26, they trail at their bogey ground, the Stadio Olimpico Grande Torino, where the half-time scoreline reads Torino 1, Milan 0.
Cotto beretta. Buonissimo, piace tantissimo, beretta campione, che qualità. Prosciutto cotto beretta, profumato, morbido e campione a tavola. Sempre buonissimo. È un campione.
Second half begins with a fairly high-profile substitution here. Rafael Leao has not come out for the second half. Yusuf Fofana is on in his place. It is a more defensive-minded change from Milan side, who trailed by a goal to nil. Fofana, who was the first name on the team sheet for most of this season. His run of consecutive starts came to an end when he was suspended for the recent derby draw against Inter. He didn't play from the first whistle against Feyenoord either in the second leg, but he has a big job on his hands in this second half. Malik Thiaw's own goal, coupled with Vanja Milinkovic-Savic's save to keep out Christian Pulisic's penalty, have given Torino a valuable lead here against the Rossoneri as they look to bounce back from their first defeat of 2025. Paolo Vanoni's men went down 3-2 at Bologna 8 days ago. Confirmation that Vanoli's first game in Serie A as a coach came in the reverse fixture when Torino led 2-0 but conceded twice late on to only get a draw. Despite that, he was the Philadelphia Coach of the Month for August. Milan looking out of sorts. Clearly there are some psychological hang-ups there. They've got a bit of baggage, some scars from that European exit. Has been a challenging campaign throughout. This game was seen as an opportunity for Milan to bounce back, to wipe the slate clean, as Sergio Conceição mentioned, to make the most of Lazio's failure to win in Venice earlier on today. But unless they can score at least twice in this second half, they will be going away from Turin once again without maximum points. The way Torino have played, it doesn't look like they're necessarily going to change their approach. They will be cautious when out of possession, but enterprising with the ball. Biraghi seeks out Elmas. Little nudge there on Alex Jimenez. Fofana. Reijnders did well. Alex Jimenez. Milan still actively pursuing an equaliser. Christian Pulisic. Abraham. That's Fofana. Pushed away by Milinkovic-Savic. And Pedersen cannily wins a goal kick. Caramel cutting out, Reijnders ball through, nicely done by Thiaw. Santi Jimenez. Still Santi Jimenez, not properly cleared, Reijnders. And in the end, they went for the same ball, Fofana and João Felix. Reijnders can keep it moving. João Felix in the channel. João Felix pushed away by Vanja Milinkovic-Savic as Pulisic and Santi Jimenez waited for the rebound. They double up on Pulisic. In by Alex Jimenez. It came off Caramo and then Casadei. And it's Caramo who's been winded. Caramo. Won by Fofana. This is Christian Pulisic. Now it's Reijnders breaking forward. Still Tijani. Reijnders! It's another fabulous save from Milinkovic-Savic. All his weight was going to his left. He seemed to be wrong-footed. Yet he somehow lunged out a limb to keep it out. Great work from Pulisic. Wonderful composure from Reijnders. We've seen him do that this season already. It was Empoli. Pulisic teasing it in. The goalkeeper again got there. Reijnders not properly cleared by Lazaro. Reijnders, nicely done. Pavlovic. João Felix couldn't quite climb high enough. Theo Hernandez. Christian Pulisic. Pulisic's done well here. If he can find a cross. Thiaw now. This is Alex Jimenez. I think Milinkovic-Savic had it covered. Joao Felix. That's a good ball for Pulisic, who brings it down. Still Pulisic. Santi Jimenez was offside. Joao Felix. Had it gone in, it shouldn't have counted because clearly Santi Jimenez was interfering with play. Can't leave the ball there. That's what flummoxed Pedersen. As it was. Surprise, surprise. Vanja still wasn't beaten. Vlasic. Karamor bringing it down. Back it goes for Gineitis, who nearly scored with his first touch. Sotil. Here's Reijnders! A mistake from Walukiewicz, punished by Reijnders. And Milan do have their equaliser. He's been such a reliable source of goals all season. And that continues to be the case. A dozen across all competitions now for the Dutchman, 8 in Serie A. And it's his first since he struck in the derby. This time, Vanja could do nothing. Lazaro, Gineitis. That's a fine ball for Sanabria. Gineitis wanted it back. There was a window of opportunity as well. Sanabria should take his time over this free kick. Instead, he's played it quickly! And Gineitis fires it in! His second shot since coming on, and this one was firm, low and true. And just seconds after falling behind, Torino are back in front. Lasered in by the Lithuanian. Well, that shows what I know. Sanabria determined to take the free kick quickly. He moved it on for Kvidas Gineitis. And he knew something the Milan players were blissfully unaware of. A score in Florence and on target tonight. Sanabria with the quick thinking. Didn't even need to take a touch. Just let the ball roll across him. And that is a fabulous finish from Gineitis. Pavlovic. Sotil turned down the cross. This time he does deliver! And Pavlovic's header flashes wide. A great win for Torino. Once again, Milan come to Turin and go away on the losing side. 3 straight victories in this fixture now for the Granata, inspired by the heroics of Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, who kept out a first-half penalty. They got the lead from Malik Thiaw. Reijnders' equaliser looked like Milan had the momentum, but it's Kvidas Gineitis, the match winner, off the bench for the Granata. After crashing out of Europe in midweek, Milan now lose domestically in Turin. 1 win in 12 visits to this crowd, and they have Bologna and Lazio to come. It has not been a good season for the Rossoneri, but we'll leave you here with the final score in Turin. It has ended Torino 2, Milan 1.